Oh my gorgeous loves out there, and welcome. In today's video, I'm going to get into the new Sickly Sweet collection from Blend Bunny. I picked up the Sickly Sweet palette as well as one of the Sugar High lip oils. So I'm going to do some swatches, I'm going to do some comparisons, create a couple looks, and give you guys all my thoughts on this collection. But before we get into this video, if you're new here, hello, welcome. My name is Bri, and I am just a crazy lover of all things beauty, and I like to post a lot of fun, colorful makeup content. I like to do a lot on indie makeup, so if that is what you're into, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. But with that being said, let's get into this video. I'm so excited. I just got this in the mail and I was like, you know what? I need to start filming with it because I want to put this on my face. So Blend Bunny came out with a cool little pastel collection called Sickly Sweet. They came out with a palette as well as 2 Sugar High lip oils. And I find it very interesting that they decided to release a pastel palette during like Halloween, like spooky season, but they like to do their own thing. But I like that they want it to be a little different, and there is a little twist to this palette you're about to see. But let me give you all the info. So the first thing, like I mentioned, there's a Sugar High lip oil. I really like their lip oil formula from their other collections, so I picked up just one of them, and that is the black one right here. I was very curious about having a black lip oil. There was also a teal one as well, but I wasn't feeling like a bluey moment. And it says that this Sickly Sweet lip oil are just the twist we needed this season. Use them alone for a cool blue or gray black tint, or top them over your favorite warm lipstick to see the color transform. And it has a cotton candy scent. So this is what it looks like, the component. It's cute. And here is the doe foot. I'm just gonna put it on my lips right now. So let's see what it does to the lips, just plain. And then maybe in like my looks, I can put on a lipstick and then top this on top just to see what it does. That would be cool, right? Okay. Yeah, it is giving like a little tint to the lips, like a black little tint, but it's just making my lips look just like a little darker, almost like I put kind of like a purpley gloss on. It feels really good and does have that like sweet kind of cotton candy scent. So that's nice. I can't wait to see what it does over other lip products. And then there is the Sickly Sweet palette. This has 30 shades in it, and it goes for $44. Here's the packaging. It's super cute, you know, all the cotton candy pastel vibes. And then inside, here is how it looks. So there is a big mirror, and then here are the shades. So like I said, there's 30 shades in here. So it says that there is 4 gorgeous duochrome, 6 dusty spooky depth shades, 2 standard sparkly shimmers, and 18 beautiful pastels. I really like this mix. I feel like most pastel palettes don't have any depth in them, or they may throw in one, but to have a lot of deepening shades, I really appreciate it because I love smoky looks. I'm not always one to go for pastel, so I like that they added that in. Makes the palette to me a lot more versatile. So now I want to compare this palette to some of my other pastel palettes in my collection, in case you're curious on how they compare with other ones that are out there, in case you have any of these palettes. Because if you have one pastel palette, you might not necessarily need another one, but if you love pastels, this might be something you have to pick up. So here is the Nomad Tokyo palette compared to this one. There is similarities. This does have one deepening shade, and then like the bottom row is all shimmers. Then I have the Give Me Glow Pastel Dream palette. This one, to me, seems a lot brighter. It's like brighter pastel-y neons, if that's a thing. You can see how they just pop more. Then I have the Menagerie Cosmetics Pastel Pup palette. This one is more of a matte palette, but it's a little bit more curated, smaller. If you're just wanting a small pastel palette, this would be a good option. It has a black for depth, and it only has 1 shimmer. So this is really about the pastel mattes, and I think the formula is really good. And then I also have this one. I don't recommend this one, but in case you have it and you want to see how they look next to each other, this is the pastel palette from Natasha Denona. Not my favorite. Honestly, this formula was just not my jam, and I'm sure the Blend Bunny one is going to be better. I just know it is. And this one doesn't really have that much depth, and it's a little smaller, but just so you guys can see. And then the very last one, which might have the most similarities, is the Glamlite Ice Cream Dream palette. because this one also has 30 shades and like some deeper shades. But I don't know, this is full of those like warm tone, orangey, nudie shades. And then to me, the pastels are definitely darker than the pastels in here. The shades are a lot lighter when it comes to the pastels. Honestly, are they really that truly pastel when you put them next to this? So that was it for the comparisons. I think we should just get into a look now, right? And see what the formula is all about. So let me get a little closer so we can get into look number one. So I'm going to prime my eyes with the Juvia's Place Eye Prep Eye Primer. This is in shade 1. It's very light. And normally when I'm gonna go in with pastels, I like to use a very light base. I mean, that's gonna do the best job if you want your pastels to be as pigmented as possible, or you can use like a completely white base too, but you see how light that shade is, so I think it's going to be a perfect color to be a base to some pastels. I want to start off with Frills and Thrills. This purple, it's a little deeper than a normal pastel, and I'm going to use that through the crease. And I did not set my primer, I don't even remember if I mentioned that. But I'm gonna put that all through here as my like kind of transition shade out here in the outer corner. You see how like that base just really helps this lighter color show up more. And now I want to go into, I think some of this pink, Rosy Cheeks. You could probably use that as a blush if you have like a lighter skin tone. I feel like I could get away with that as a blush. Which I love doing that with shadows too. So I'm just using that on the edge of the purple. I'm gonna bring a little pink goodness into the look. Now I wanna use a little bit of Fake It, that really pastel green. It looks really pretty. And I wanna focus it in the inner portion because I love using shades like this, like that. So I'm just gonna pop it here because I'm gonna probably put some green in the front. Wow. That is really showing up as well. You know, pastels are very hard to formulate and tend to be very on the sheer side or dust away. But I mean, that's packing a punch for sure. And I want to go into a little bit of a blue pastel just to see how it looks on the eyes. I'm going to go into I'm Fine. And I mean, I'm going to probably end up going over it with a shimmer, but I just wanted to see what the pigmentation is like. I'm trying to test as much pastels as possible. Yeah, wow. These are showing up so well. I'm very impressed so far. I'm gonna run some of Rosy Cheeks, the pink, on the lower lash line. I think I'm just gonna use pink and maybe purple on the outer edge. But I'm just gonna stamp that down here. So those mattes showed up really well on the lower lash line, but you know what? I'm gonna put a little bit of Rosy Cheeks on my cheeks. Maybe that's why they called it that, so you would. Because it's pretty. And my blush kind of faded away that I had on earlier today. Oh yeah, that makes a great blush. You could totally do that. Since I went and did blush, we might as well put some highlighter on. I'm gonna go into Cotton Candy. See if I could put that over the cheeks. Make a glowy cheek moment. I mean, it's gonna add sparkle. Okay, that can totally be a light pink highlighter. I thought it was gonna actually be too dark because it looks darker in the pan, but on the cheeks, look how pretty that is. I mean, if you don't like sparkly highlighters, then I wouldn't recommend doing this, but if you do, look how pretty that is. So now let's get into the shimmers. I'm gonna get a flat shader brush. So I'm gonna start off with a little bit of purple. So we're gonna go into Big Feels. And that one's actually a little bit on the deeper end, but we shall see. I think it's like the deepest metallic that's in here. I'm gonna spray it. And I'm just gonna put that like on the very edge. I'm not gonna take it too far in. Just kind of layering over where like the purple was on the outer corner, basically. Now we're going to go into Crying Sprinkles. This beautiful light blue metallic. And spray it for good measures. And put it here where I had put the matte blue initially. Kind of covered it up. And now we're gonna go into Sprinkles, the green. It's surprising like these shades look darker on the pan and they translate lighter on the eyes. Well, this one might be a little darker actually. I'll probably top it with something else. Actually, that's perfect. That is a perfect green. So I'm just covering all the inner portion. So for the final lash shade for this look, I'm going to take Cupcake and use that in the inner corner. It's like kind of a yellowy, pastel-y shimmer. Oh, that's pretty. So bright. So now I'm going to go off camera, figure out my lashes, waterline. I'll pick out a lippy and then I'll be back to show you the completed look and I can top the gloss over whatever lipstick I pick. So I will be right back. All right, my loves, I am back and here's the completed look. I am loving the pastel vibes and how intense and pigmented these pastels are coming off on camera and even in person. Like, they're really pretty. And I've played with a lot of different pastel formulas and this one is top notch, I'm just telling you. But all I did off camera was I put on the Kiss number 11 So Wispy lashes because my natural lashes were messed up from my makeup from earlier, and I used a little bit of the lash glue liner from Kiss just to line my eyes and to kind of disguise the band of the lashes a little bit more. I did also use a little bit of the dual rose water and biotin strip last adhesive too. And then for my waterline, I use the NYX Jumbo Pencil and Milk. I love using a white liner, especially when I'm doing light pastel looks like this. And then I use a little bit of the Birdie Lashes mascara. But for my lips, I have this very like light pink, and it's not my favorite color because it looks kind of bright against my skin tone, like a little too light for me. So I figured, oh, this would be a good option to put the black lip oil over so I can deepen it, and it does give that lighter pastel vibe with the look. So let's go in with the lip oil over this. I'm so excited to see it transform. See how it totally changed the lip color? It made it a little deeper and it made it a lot more cool tone because I felt like that was a more warmer light pink. But I love how much it transformed this shade. But yeah, there you go. Here is the first completed look. All the pastel vibes. I really think it's gorgeous. So I am now ready to take you guys to look number 2. So I did go ahead and prime my eyes again with the Juvia's Place Eye Prep Eye Primer in a shade 1. Did not set it, and I put the gloss back on my bare lips. Just love how moisturizing it is. So now I'm going to use the darker shades with the pastels, and we're just going to see what happens. So let me clean off this brush from Itzbell, and I'm gonna go into brown, which is so weird for me to say that, but I'm gonna go into Melancholy, and I'm gonna use that on the outer corner and just use that as my like deepening shade. I'm only gonna keep it on the outer corner though. Now I'm going to go into the shade called Bellyache, which is a peachy beige, and I'm gonna use that to blend out the edge of this brown. I'm just gonna get like a smaller brush and I'm gonna dust off the excess, and I'm just gonna blend that over slightly. I'm not gonna use too much of it because these light shades pack a punch. I'm just wanting to soften the edge of that brown. But now I want to get into some of the other mattes. I'm thinking light brown, green, yellow, maybe orange on the bottom, so we can use a bunch of shades. So let's go into a glow stick. Yeah, I can't believe how pigmented these shadows are. And I'm just gonna keep it like in the center and on the lid here. I love how in here it has all different variations of color. So like it has different pastel greens with different undertones. One's more tealy, one's more mint. So it's like you have everything you would possibly need when it comes to pastel mattes. So let's do the center of attention. It's like a more brighter yellow. I'm gonna use the same Itzbell brush. This is the E10. And I'm gonna put that in the inner portion for the brightening shade. I will probably use a little bit of shimmer, or do I want to just be all matte today? I think I want to be all matte today. That is so weird for me to say that, but you know what? I'm going to keep this an all matte look. Now I'm going to run a little bit more of the Melancholy shade on the lower lash line on the outer corner and like connect it to the brown that's up here. I'm gonna just keep it on the outer corner though. I'm not gonna take it too far in. I just want it to connect it with the top here. And now I'm going to use Party Dress, this one right here, all over the lower lash line. Just have an orange moment. Down here, just stamping that on. It is like on the lighter side. It has a pastel-y vibe, maybe a little bit neon-y almost. But I just want it to have some orange down there. That looks really pretty too. I figured we should just maybe incorporate one more matte on the lower lash line. So I guess Temper, this one right here. It's more like a peachy pink, but I figured we could pop a little bit of that. Oh yeah, it's definitely showing up. It's almost like a neon-y, pinky pastel. I mean, it's not neon, but you know, it's a brighter pastel. Just wanted to pop that right there in the front. I really like how this turned out. I think I'm going to use just a little bit of Party Dress as a blush, like how I used Rosy Cheeks. Actually don't have any blush on, so perfect moment to do that. See, in this one, it's a little bit more sheer, so it makes a perfect blush. I'm loving that. It is a multi-use palette for sure. And just to add a little bit of sparkle, I am going to put a little bit of Cupcake in the inner corner. Just a little bit. Just to have a little something sparkly. I'm just gonna keep it in the very inner corner, not taking it up or anything. And I figured we should use some of Cupcake as a highlighter, because I love a sparkly highlighter moment. Totally fine with that. Don't care if it enhances texture. I just want to sparkle. Put some up here. I probably should use a more dense brush to apply this easier. Yeah, there we go. And this is the look. I think this is gorgeous. So I'm going to probably put on falsies, put something in the waterline, figure out something for my lips. We'll top the gloss over the lipstick, and then we'll wrap up this video. All right, my loves, I am back, and here is the completed look. It was so simple to put together, and I'm just very impressed, like how I was with the first look. And I didn't do too much off camera. I just went ahead and used the NYX Jumbo pencil and Milk, and I mixed it with the Oud Inside pencil, the Simone one and number 2, to make kind of like a pastel-y orange down there to match the color that I had on the lower lash line. I use a little bit of the lash glue liner just to kind of tight line on the top. And then I also use the same lash glue and the same lashes that I used in the first look, the number 11 So Wispy lashes from Kiss. And then on my lips, like it looks almost like concealer. This is another lippy that's too light for me, or like really only works for me when I'm like my most pale. But this is from Natasha Denona. It's a lipstick in the I Need a Nude collection, and Charlotte. It's like a yellowy nude, but I figured this would be another shade that would be good to see how it transforms, because it says you can use this over warm tone lipsticks and it will make them more cool. It will probably make this deeper, so I just wanted to try that real quick, see what happens. That's insane. Like, you see the difference from the top down here? It's made it a little bit deeper, a little bit more cool tone. That's so cool. I love what this does for lipstick. So that was everything for this look. Show you guys one more time up close. I am really feeling this all matte look, and normally I need a lot of shimmer. I mean, I only have a little bit of shimmer in the inner corner, but it looks so good on its own. So that is saying a lot for these mattes. Anyways, I am now ready to give you guys my final first impressions on this palette. This has been one of the easiest like first impressions review palette video that I've done in a long time, because I feel like everything just came together. It was so easy to put these looks together. I didn't have to really think about it. Everything just went on effortlessly. So I really enjoyed playing with this one so far. It definitely is a impressive pastel palette. And I know that's like the word of the day. I've said that so many times, but I mean it. Like, it's hard to make a pigmented pastel, and you guys see it on the eyes right here. You saw it in the first look. I didn't have to layer them up too much, and they just did so well. Like, these are poppin' pastels, and it is really hard to make a pigmented pastel. Most brands can't do it because they tend to come out very sheer or just dust away. So they did some magic with these mattes, and I'm actually really happy that this is a predominantly matte palette. You have all these different pastels and varying colors. I love that you have like a more minty green, a more yellowy green, something a little bit more on the teal green side, and same with the blues and purples and the orange peaky shade. So you have different options to go to. So I love that. I don't feel like it's too repetitive. I get what they're doing. If you wanted to go on the more cool tone pastel side, the more warmer pastel side, you have a lot of options in here. And I do feel like the sparkly shades, the metallics that they paired with it, are perfect. They're really pastel-y and sparkly and stunning on the lids. And then I love that they incorporated deep mattes as well. If you want to get a little bit more smoky, you can do that. So I feel like this is the pastel palette that I've been waiting for. And I've been waiting for a while. I thought the Natasha Denona one was going to be that one, but this is it. It has everything I need. It's a completed pastel palette, and normally that's not a thing. Usually it's just all pastels, and I may have to pull in other things, but I feel like I could just create so many looks. I could go smoky, I could go light, I could go all matte, I could add shimmers. As for the lip oil, it's really nice. It feels like the other lip oils from them. It's very hydrating, but still substantial enough. It's not like overly thin where it just kind of spreads away. It stays there and keeps your lips feeling very moisturized. I like the soft little cotton candy smell. It just has like a light little sweetness to it. It's not overpowering, and I love this tinted black shade. It can just transform any lipsticks that it goes over, and I've just been needing something like this. It's not like super black. I feel like a charcoal color, but I am really liking this, and it's a perfect time to come out with a black lip oil for the like spooky season. But that was everything for this video. My thoughts on the palette, the swatches, the looks. You guys will now have to let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Did you purchase? Did you pass? Are you a pastel-y girly? I would love to hear from all of y'all. Also, if you are new here and you enjoy this video and you like a lot of fun, colorful makeup content, you like a lot on indie makeup, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. I would love to have you here. Also, don't forget to check out the description below. I will have the collection link so you can check it out for yourself. Any discount codes that I know of. I will link other Blend Bunny videos of mine that I've done on their other collections if you're curious about anything else from the brand. And I will have my foundation and makeup linked in case you're curious about that, as well as my contact and my social media platforms. I'm also on Instagram as Breezy Lifestyle and Breezy_Beauty. So if you guys want to join my Instagram fam, I would really, really love that. But guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, for being here, being amazing. I just appreciate you guys all so much, and I just hope all of you are doing well wherever you are in the world, and just sending you guys so much light and love. But until next time, bye guys.